So hopefully this is working. I believe it is. I'm going to share the link in the Discord for everybody to watch and have ready. But race number 2 tonight at Auto Club. It's going to be a fun one. We're going to be watching, see everybody rolling off. And everybody's qualifying right now, but we'll be ready. And it's going to be a fun one. Auto Club last few nights, the races have been, or the practice races have been really racy. So I'm excited to watch this one. Tonight is sponsored by Beatty and Sanders, so shout out to them. Greg works at Beatty and Sanders. They're a heavy tools and construction place. Um, I'm pretty sure. So they thank you to them for sponsoring. Talk a little bit more about them. I know Greg. I'm gonna ask him about it at some point, but um, actually we could do that right now. So thank you, Beatty and Sanders, for putting this on and helping us sponsor. So, Greg,
Yes.
talk. I know that you're busy with your team and stuff, but talk a little bit about Beatty and Sanders and kind of what you guys do and what it is.
All right. Beatty and Sanders, they've been around about 45 years, small company, but we've been very big in the heavy equipment parts. We're based out of Alabama, our home office. The office that I run is in Carrollton, but Beatty and Sanders has always supported races. Talladega is right there in Alabama, so they have always supported races. And they were happy and look forward to just being able to stay with racing, even though it was sim racing, the fact that they have a history of racing, they wanted to stay with it. So we're, they're proud to sponsor, and hey, we will be around for more races.
Yes, sir. I know later in the season they and you are sponsoring more races during the season, so kind of talk about them a little bit later. But um, thank you for talking to us about that, Greg. I'll let you go talk to your team now. I know that they're qualifying and stuff, so good luck to you and your team tonight, the rest of the way.
All right. Thank you for having us.
Yes, sir.
All right now.
Greg Everett, owner of Everett Motorsports. He'll be fun to interview more probably later in the race or after the race. Talk a little bit more about Beatty and Sanders, but um, everybody's qualified now. It was see Joaquin. He's top of the board at the moment. Got Brady, Brandon Bass, Chad Adams, Johnny is in the top 5. So everybody running pretty competitive times. If we take a look now, when I open it up, Joaquin, he's top of the board by almost a tenth. So he is pretty pretty all over it. He's up pretty high. Brady exactly a tenth off, so he's pretty far back from the pole. Alrighty, so that looks like it's going to be the end of qualifying. We're going to have Joaquin on the pole here at Auto Club. He ends up getting it done, so congratulations to Joaquin. That'll be an extra point for him. He ends up getting the pole. So cool to see him get the pole. His first pole of the season. We'll be on the lookout, see where he finishes during this race. But It's definitely gonna be a fun one. I'm excited to watch. We've been doing a lot of practice races, um, and it's been a different winner each night. So it'll be fun to watch and see how this race goes for everybody. But on the pole, it's gonna be Joaquin. So the youngster, he's gonna be on the pole. Then another one to his outside, and Brady Watson, that number 98 truck. So two. Sorry about that. I don't had an audio issue there. That's not good. But we're all right now. But yes, as I said, two young guns on the pole. It'll be fun to watch them headed into turn number one. You got Brandon Brat, Brandon Bass going to be starting P number 3. Chad Adams P4. Johnny Tubbs P5. Jeremy Horn 6th. Joseph Darnell 7th. Joey Keneally 9th. Mitchell Moore 10th. Thomas Laverde going to be 11th. Josh Witt, Adam Capps, and Chris Vinson. Got Michael Aldrich, also known as Bully. He's going to be in 15th, and he's going to have Ted Deckard on his outside. In 16th, Christopher Pilo and Joey Greer. They got Brian Wasserman and Mike Presley. Timothy Parker and David Hurt. Anthony Benda and Matt Frady. He's going to be his first race with us this season. He's going to be lined up 26th. Nick Sipple didn't end up getting a qualifying lap in, so that'll be interesting to watch him come from the back. Obviously, he was fast at Talladega. Going to be in that points battle. He ended up winning, almost having a win at Daytona last week. And then Richard Pruitt, Kel McClinney, Austin Baker, Dustin Carroll, and Colin. So that's going to be the field. Field rundown for tonight's race. It's going to be a fun one. 100 laps tonight. Only one fascia pair, 3 sets of tires for these guys, 2 stages, one at 25, one at 50. It's going to be a fun one to watch. Placer going to do a little guessing game before the end of stage 2, who you guys think is going to win it as well. So leave the comments on the live stream on who you guys think is going to win. But we're coming to the green, and we're about to roll off. So pace car, you'll see it through 3 and 4. Obviously, pace car lights are off. So race number 2 at Auto Club. Pace car pulls off. Joaquin and Brady, you're going to lead them to the green. WTF Truck Series is under green. We're underway at Auto Club, and they're already wrecking in the back. Don't know who that was. That was a 79. They're still running, though, still green. 79 ends up in that one. Don't know what happened there. We'll have to go back and take a look after, but Joaquin, he's going to be out front and have the lead so far in this deal. Joaquin out front. Got Brandon Bass looking back behind him, but Brady, he's stuck on that outside lane. He's losing a bunch of spots already. That's not good for that Everett Motorsports truck. Oh, the 55 makes contact with the 187. That's going to be right in front of the field. That's going to be yellow. A lot of cars going to be involved in that one. Big wreck here on lap 1. It's going to cost a lot of cars, a lot of things. Let's see what happened. Slow it down. You see the 55. He gets into the 187, and it's on from there. Jeremy Horn, he makes it through. Previous winner of the practice races. Adam Capps, nowhere to go. He gets tangled up in that. Then you see the 5. He ends up getting into the 21 of Chris Vinson. Then they make contact, and that ends up causing a wreck. And then Brian, actually last night's race winner, he has nowhere to go. He makes contact with Chris as he comes down the track. So unfortunate for him. But a lot of cars that were quick in the practice races already taken out pretty early in it. And that is definitely not good. Cold tires catching these drivers out early. But Zach started the reaction, it seemed like, and just went on from there. So, gonna rack him up once again. Joaquin still in the lead, so youngster still out front. Qualified on the pole by nearly a tenth. Ended up doing pretty good in that qualifying lap, if I do say so myself. He ended up setting a tenth quicker than Brady Watts, and Brady, he's dropped back, I believe, 3 spots on that restart. So just by the time the yellow came out, he's also got right side damage from it. So that wreck did cost him quite a bit, and it'll definitely spice up the field. Watching some of these cars go through the field in the back. I know we got a few cars that were quick last week or in the practice races. Nick Sipple, actually, he's in the pits. Don't know what happened to him. Obviously, didn't get that lap in for qualifying, and that put him in a bad spot. You see him on pit road there in the Beatty and Sanders trucks. So one Beatty and Sanders truck is in the pits. The other one in the top 3, Chad Adams, in that clean 51 truck for Everett Motorsports. He's in the top 3. He's also got his teammate right there in the 98 behind him. So we'll have to see where they line up for it. But hearing it from race control, the 55 did end up causing that wreck. So we see him. He's getting the UL now, dropping to the back. We go back and look at what happened there. Just chain reaction. 55 ends up getting into the 187, spins him right in front of the field, and it's on from there. Everybody ends up getting involved in it. So not much anybody could do in it, but as we get going, we're going to have to be on the lookout for these cold tires catching these drivers out pretty early in this race. Going to be definitely watching it. It'll be a fun one to see. Matt Frady actually started quite a few rows back. He's already up 10 spots. Kel McClinney up 13 spots. So Kel and Colin, the biggest mover at the moment, up 10 spots, or up 14 spots as you see in the bottom left. Up a ton of spots already for some of these guys that are in the back. Just got through that wreck and was able to get through it. But we're going to get ready to roll here for this one. Going to be a restart. Lap number 4. Going to be another restart here. Have to see what's going to happen. See what lane goes. Obviously, Everett Motorsports taking up row number 2 on this restart. So it'll be see what happens and how they fight. But here they go. Pace car pulling off. Joaquin Stewart in the restart zone. He's underway and going. The 3 with an okay restart on that outside line. Trying to do as much as he can to keep Chad from getting clear. But Chad in that Beatty and Sanders truck, he's looking to take the lead early here in this one on that outside line. Off turn number 2. Down the backstretch. Looks like he's going to be able to take it. Chad Adams takes the lead on lap number 5. Beatty and Sanders truck, that clean paint scheme. Chad likes making paint schemes and makes really good ones, so that truck once again looking good with the Beatty and Sanders and the sponsor of this race on it. But they're swerving down the front stretch, trying to break the draft as much as they can. Everybody trying to pick a lane, go wherever they can to stay in that draft. Chad runs the middle lane, walking to the bottom. Joaquin's working that inside line. We'll see how much it eats up tires and what everybody's thinking with their strategy on tires and all that. But Chad going to try to fight around that outside. Joaquin was able to get to his inside. middle of the corner. Let's see how it works out for him on that top line now in 3 and 4. Joaquin, a little bobble on the bottom, but he gets clear of Chad. Chad going to try to cross over down the front straightaway now. Side by side at the line. Who's going to win that one? At the line, it was Chad Adams, it seemed like. He's back to the lead now. They're kind of just throwing crossovers, getting pretty racy now. As we go a little bit further back in the field, Brady Watts and Joey Keneally battling for that 4th spot. See a big mix of cars, big gaggle of cars out back. They're all fighting for it, for as many spots as they can gain early in this race. But still, best battle on track is between these front 4 for the lead, really. With Joaquin Stewart, Chad Adams, Jeremy Horn in that 81 truck, and Brandon Bass in the 3. And he got 3 cars behind him, 3 wide on the front straightaway between the 98, the 3K, and the 84. Joseph Darnell on that bottom line. Brady Watts, he gets in the side of the 3K. They make contact. Joey saves it. Good save by Joey. Joey Keneally with a big save right there. That's going to keep the field at least being able to stay green. He is going to lose a ton of spots, though. Unfortunate for Joey, but big save. Brady just washed up the track, it looked like a little bit. Maybe with that right side damage isn't helping him, but see that 40 truck, he's making moves. See in the bottom left, he's up 13 spots. Kel McClinney up 16. We'll be on the lookout during this whole race and kind of watch who's going to be the biggest mover. Matt Frady always won, so when I was running the league, always would be battling for the win with me. Hasn't been on IRacing much, but lately. But he's definitely making it work. Come through the field, and hopefully he shows up a lot this season. He'll be definitely in it for the championship, but starting further back, he's going to have to still work his way to the front. But they're battling hard still for the lead. Joaquin Stewart, he's out front at the moment, coming to line. He's going to lead this one. Brandon Bass working that outside line. He's just going to try to stay in draft, and he's going to peek to the bottom, try to take the lead now. Really good racing for Moto Club so far. Only on lap 10, and they're changing lanes and changing leaders every time down the front straightaway. You see Brandon tried to get clear right there and wasn't able to. That definitely cost him, as you see him stuck on that bottom line. Once tires fall off, the way that this track kind of runs, once the tires fall off, it seems like that top lane comes into effect pretty well. And at the line, it's going to be Brandon still leading it, but that top lane, after about 15, 20 laps on tires, definitely is the dominant lane. So we'll be watching the tire strategy and who's saving and who's going, and interview stage winners and ask how their tires are and what their strategy is to save them. But still, these 3 cars for the lead at the moment. They're battling hard for it. See Joaquin barely clear on the 81. He's going to look to the inside. Heading into turn number 3. Chad Adams just lurking right here. He's just trying to fight for everything he can. Maybe backed off, try to save the tires as we go on board with him. Down the front straightaway, just keeping in that top lane, trying to stay in the draft. See a lot of position changes throughout the field. But Chad's still trying to roll that top side in the draft. Speaking of one to go on board with, let's go on board with that 40 truck. He's made his way up 18 spots from the start of this race as he works the back bumper of Bully, trying to fight for that spot, which is for P number 7. He's made up 18 spots, so the biggest mover, and so is the 07 in this race. He's made up a bunch of spots from the start, so, but he's in a gaggle. He's got Brady on his outside, the 5 looking to hit to Brady's outside. He's in a gaggle for spots. He's up 19 spots, so cool to just kind of look at during the points of the race. Obviously this will change, but Kel McClinney up 19 spots that time, or that lap. But the 94, he's actually going to try to make it 3 wide. They're getting pretty racy. The 5 trying to push Brady. Not going to be clear on the 07, though. He thought about coming in front of him and or come down in front of him. That doesn't seem to work, but They're getting really racy in the backfield, but they're still racing for the lead. Jeremy Horn to the bottom. He's going to look to the inside of Brandon Bass at the line. Brandon ends up leading that one. As we have 3 JRH Motorsports trucks. The top 3 right now are in that group. The 1 Everett Motorsports truck in it. A few KFM drivers at the back are making their way through the field. But Joseph Darnell going to get a little bit tight right there. Almost make contact with Chad. Chad, one of the most respectful racers we always have in the league, and I feel like I always say that every week, but it's true. And he shows it every time. He knows the limits on how much to be on someone's door and how hard to race early, and he's smart with his strategy and things like that, and it's working out for him so far. So he's definitely one to watch. As they are still getting really racy out through the backfield, trying to gain all those spots. Big gaggle of trucks as they all go by. That's a cool shot. Kel McClinney and Richard Pruitt almost making contact right there. Almost get into it. Still Kel and Matt, though, getting those 19 spots. They've both, every time they come across the line, they're tying on how many spots they've gained. But Bully Michael Aldridge trying to fight on his inside. Then you got the 23 on their inside. He's Josh Witt. It's his first race with us. So cool to have a lot of new guys joining this race. Ones who weren't able to make Daytona are able to make it now. You see the 07 gets in the wall right there. But he's trying to fight for every spot he can to stay up there. But Joaquin Stewart, if we go to him, who he's blinking out a little bit right there, but he's lost the lead and he's dropping back. So it seems like the 81 truck of Jeremy Horn, he ended up winning 2 nights ago on Sunday night for the practice race, and he's leading it once again. Was strong at Daytona, strong here, leading early in this one. We'll have to see where the points shake out after this one, but seems to be strong so far early in this season, and he's out front. Got Brandon Bass all over his back bumper, though, trying to fight for that stage win as we're coming up to it on lap 25. So we're going to have about 7 to go as they cross the line here. And you got the slower truck of Nick Sipple and the other Beatty and Sanders car. Not sure if he got caught up in that wreck, but he's just going to let the leader go. Try to log laps and just stay in the race while he's able to. Has still a fast pair left, but he's going to get the lucky dog when the stage does come out. You see the 07 in the wall again at the top of the screen. But still looking right here for the battle, for the stage. Come back to 6 to go this time. A lot of position changes throughout the field. Bully still trying to fight with Matt Frady on that outside line. They're all getting pretty drafty and racy right here. Matt Frady, one of the quicker drivers in the field, always is in contention to win these. Wasn't able to run last week. But he's just been stuck battling the 18 and 23. So he's kind of lost his progress. And then the 07, he's dropped back a lot of spots after getting the wall, it seemed like. So is the 98. 98 qualified second. He's dropped back to the back in 18th spot. 19th just lost to Joey Greer. So a lot of cars. He's losing a lot of spots during it. You see a few of these guys right here. They're battling. The 92 actually of Carroll. He was in the fight for the win last night in the practice race that we did. Was seeming to be a lot fuel mileage, but he was in the battle for it as well. So a lot of cars that are quick, and we're running up front in the practice races, still at the back. And a lot of the new guys, or some of the guys that weren't too up there, are up front now. So it's going to be a battle for this one. I'm excited to see how this thing works out, but Chad Adams still lurking, P number 3. Jeremy Horn and Brandon. Kind of how it was last night. They were battling, seemed like the entire race, trying to save a little bit of fuel and things like that last night. And they're battling once again for the lead. See this big wide camera shot. See everybody coming off of turn number 2. These leaders have been running the bottom, but then as you get into it a little bit later on, you see a few of these guys run the bottom lane, and then you get a little bit further in the back and you see the 40, the 18, the 94. You see a lot of the cars run that high line, so definitely watching that and seeing how these guys have been just running that top line. A little bit deeper in the field, maybe a strategy call by them, but the leaders still all rolling that top line, or on that bottom. There's a strategy call from the 18, the 23, and the 40. See everybody in front of them running that bottom, and they're just picking a different lane for air. But you see the battle for the lead now, the 3 and the 81. They're side by side off of turn number 4, coming back to 2 to go for the stage. At the line, who's going to lead that one? It's going to be Jeremy, just by a nose that time. Battle for the lead, really starting to heat up now. Jeremy just rolling that outside line, keeps the 3 truck pinned down on the bottom. He isn't able to get around it, but Jeremy Horn still out front, leading this still. Brandon all over his back bumper, and then Chad and P3 lurking. See what he can get done. But it'll be white flag this time for the 81 truck for the stage. So white flag this time. Jeremy Horn won it last week, won it last night. And off of kind of a short fuel mileage race, but he's looking strong in stage 1 in this one. And as they're 3 wide actually behind him, battling for that 4th spot. We're just gonna focus on this lead battle, but seems like Jeremy Horn, he's gonna come off at turn number 4, and he's gonna win the stage number 1 at Auto Club. So congratulations to him. As you see, yellow comes out. He wins the stage. Jeremy Horn in that 81 truck seems to be quick. Up 5 spots, and they had the best qualifying run. But once the race started, he's all up on it and ready to roll. So Jeremy Horn ends up getting the stage win. We'll go ahead and interview him in a few. Wait for them all to kind of come to pit road and bunch up, but he ends up getting it done, leading a bunch of laps once he took the lead, no looking back. And he's led the majority of the laps so far. So let's go ahead and interview him now. Jeremy Horn, you end up getting the stage done, stage win. Congratulations. Talk to us a little bit about starting a few rows back from the front row and what you've done so far to take the win.
Well, I screwed up a little bit in qualifying there. So I just tried to be cool and calm there for a minute and let everything sort it out, and then capitalize when I could there.
Yeah, it'll be I know the tires are, and this track is a little bit older, and it'll wear the tires more. How are you managing them, and kind of what's your strategy later in the race? How much are you going to have to manage them, you think, to finish strong in the later runnings of this race?
Well, I don't know how much I'm going to need to manage them, but I know how much I'm going to, which is not at all. So it's full go the whole time today. Let's just see where they fall out there.
Alrighty, well, I will wish you good luck and hopefully see you here at the end.
I appreciate it, man.
Jeremy Horn ends up winning the stage, and then that 40 truck, still the biggest mover, so we can go talk to him in a few after pit stops. But this field coming down pit road now, seeming like a lot of cars coming down pit road. You see a lot of cars turning in pretty early, pretty late, getting all situated and things like that. So everybody in their pit stall, Joaquin shoots through it, maybe? Nope, he gets in the box. So everybody seems to have a pretty clean pit stop so far during this one already. They're so far in the pit selection. They leaving pit road now. You see the 75, I believe that was. He leaves pit road. 81 wins the race off pit road there in that one. But we're going to go ahead and interview the 40 car now. Matt Frady, you end up gaining a bunch of spots in that one. Up, it looks like, well, at the moment you were up, I believe it was 17 spots from where you started. You were the biggest mover at that point at the end of the stage. Talk to us about how you've been getting through the field and what you've been doing to kind of make those passes.
Decided to push real hard in the beginning, being that I missed practice in qualifying, so I decided to push, see what the truck would do. Tried to learn the track a little bit since I've had a little break from iRacing, and got up to where I was and tried something different, and then got into the wall a little bit on my part. That was a mistake on my end, so just did that and then kind of sat where I was and rode with the guys in front of me, just keeping up with them. So yeah, gonna kind of ride along here in this stage, and didn't take any tires that pit stop, so we're just gonna ride along, save them, and probably drop to the back with the other guys on the team here and ride with them, and then go for glory on the final stage.
All right. Well, sounds like playing at the moment. You're up 22 spots, so definitely the biggest mover in this one. Be fun to watch you try to make your way through it. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks, sir.
Matt Frady, biggest mover so far in this one. He's definitely quick when he does show up and isn't able to as much as he would like. I think he might try to now. Start showing up a little bit more, but he's definitely quick in this one. But on the front row, it's going to be Jeremy Horn and Joseph Darnell on that outside. They're all going to be rolling here, so I'm assuming Matt said he didn't take tires, so I'm assuming most of the guys around him didn't as well. But we're going to be focused on that, on the restart here, and see where these guys get going, or how they get going for the stage number 2, as they're about to take the green. So pace car dips off. And we're green for stage number 2. A little check up on that inside line. A lot of cars not going. Brandon Bass not able to get going. A little bit struggle there in the back, but we're all ready to still roll up front. You see Jeremy Horn, big move out front. He's out front by quite a few car lengths. Bottom, got to be quick on these restarts. Chad Adams, he's going to be clear right there, and a little bit further through the field. They're all trying to sort out. They're 3 wide. Dyson making moves, but it seems like a lot of cars are running that bottom lane up front, and then everybody in the back has kind of run those middle-ish lanes. So a lot of cars not taking tires. Few did, few didn't there, and we'll see where the strategy lay on how quick everybody's going to be. But it's going to be a battle here for the lead. It looks like between the 51 and 81. Everybody making moves, trying to get as much as they can early in this one. Stage points going to be a decent bonus for everybody. You see the 8, he actually got in the wall right there, I believe. He lost a bunch of momentum. That's going to cost him. He drops back quite a few cars, but back up to the front. 81 still leading it. Got the 18. He's made his way through the front. Bully, as we like to call him, up to 3rd at the line, maybe 2nd. He's up 12 spots, so he's made up a good amount of time on everybody. He's making it look pretty easily. Heard Matt say he's going to try to drop back possibly, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's dropped back quite a bit. Maybe got in the wall a little bit, but he's dropping back pretty quickly. So not sure what happened on that one, but they're still battling hard for the lead here. in the early runnings of Stage 2. Joaquin Stewart back up here. You know, he was battling pretty hard early in it and ended up dropping back. Thomas Laverne in that 5 truck, he's trying to fight it around that outside. He's making it look pretty easy. See if he's one of the ones that took tires in on that stage, but he's really quick, what it seems like. But Bully to the lead on that bottom lane, and the 5 trying to work that outside lane. 81, they're going to be 3 wide here down the back straightaway for the lead. For the lead, 3 wide for the lead. Neck and neck for all 3 of these cars. Who's going to send it in the deepest? The 18 does. 81 smart, he backs out. 5 still trying to rip the top. Who's going to lead this one at the line? 5's going to have that top line momentum. 18 on the bottom. Who's going to lead this one? Looks like it's going to be 18 ends up leading that one. The 5 fighting hard on that outside line. We'll see how much tires matter. I'm believing he took tires on that stop if I'm looking at my charts and stuff right. He ended up taking tires, run that way high line up there, but he's making it look pretty easy. He's going to go lead at right now. See a few cars right there in the middle of this pack. The 85, he's up 14 spots. Your leader, well, Bully's up 14 spots, so a lot of cars up 14 spots, or quite a few spots right there. 85, the 5 took tires. I believe the 23 did as well. So a few differing strategies right here. Going for stage win, battling what points. It's interesting seeing what all these drivers value, or what kind of points they value. They're going to go for those extra points. Just kind of, ooh, the 5 in the wall. That's going to be big. 84 gets to the back of him. The 5 ends up getting the wall. 84 runs to the back of him. Nowhere for him to go. That's really unfortunate for him. He was having a solid run. Let's go back and look. You see the 5 in the wall. 84, nowhere for him to go. Oh, yeah. Nowhere for him to go. He just gets run on the back of Joseph. Comes off the wall. Or Thomas comes off the wall right in front of Joseph. Nowhere for him to go. But it's still green. Unfortunate for Joseph. He's slow on the bottom. Definitely got motor damage or something with it. But this battle right here is still brewing. A little bit throughout the field. This is the battle for about 13th, 10th. See the 5 truck after he got on the wall. He's battled with Chris Pilo. And he's just going to pull the inside. And these guys are struggling after that incident that they had. But the 98, he was ripping the top last night. Ended up getting the stage win last night in that race that we did. And he's found his groove on that top line, so it's going to be fun to watch him try to roll that top line. But as we go up back to the front, Brian Wasserman, he's trying to fight his way into the top 5 and get around Chad Adams. Sorry about that. That was a battle for 6th place. The 23 is in 5th place, so Brian obviously trying to go for that battle, or for that stage, for that spot. But Bully Chef still out front. He's leading it. Bully ends up running not as much as he used to. He's one of the original guys and one of the ones who founded the league with Doug Ezel. So he is kind of off and on with us, unfortunately, with his work schedule. But he's found some speed tonight, and he's fast here in California. He only lives about an hour away from this track, or 30 minutes, I think. He's somewhere down here, so he's hometown track advantage, maybe. And he's quick tonight. Wasn't able to show up last night. Hasn't done any practice or any of the practice races, but he's leading it here pretty quickly as we see the 85 coming into his zone, trying to fight his way up there and take the lead. Still got 12 laps to go till the stage, so we'll be still having to watch that, but they're battling hard for this front pack, and we're going to go crank it up here. right as we come back from the Beatty and Sanders, crank it up. See the 18, he gets in the wall. He's going to lose quite a few spots from that. One mistake, that's all it takes. And I always preach it to a lot of the guys that I like helping in this league, especially. Everybody that I try to help with as much racing knowledge as I have, much as I think I have. I always say just mistakes are the things that are going to hurt you the most. And 18, he dropped back so much time, was battling for that lead, was leading, and now he's pretty far back from it. You see the 7, he's going to look to his inside, down the back straightaway. They're going to be 3 wide for that 3rd spot. Pretty tight between the 85 and 18 right there. Brian Wasserman ended up winning the practice race last night by a pretty dominant margin. He's battling his way through the field, and here he comes once again. Chad Adams in that Beatty and Sanders truck. He's fighting hard on that bottom lane. Still 3 wide. Pretty early in this one, and they're racing pretty hard. But it's fun to watch. Everybody's battling hard early in this running. See that 18 Toyota and 51 Chevy. They're fighting hard on that bottom lane, or for that 4th spot. Looks like that battle is going to go to the 51 of Chad Adams. We'll see what Bully does. He goes back to the bottom trying to cross over as that 51 tries to run the fence, but back up front, Joaquin on the back bumper of the 81. He's trying to find his way back around him after just dropping back and losing some time on the battle for the lead. He's up there and he's battling his butt off to take that battle to the 81 truck of Jeremy Horn. As we come back to line, it's going to be 6 laps to go for the stage. It'll be fun to watch. There was a good battle between Jeremy Horn and Brandon Bass for the stage win number 1. Let's see if it's the same for stage number 2. I'm sure Jeremy's trying to, he's hoping it's the same result as the first stage, but he's going to have a fight on his hands with the Joaquin truck in that Empire Gator truck. It's a Toyota V Chevy here at the front of the field. Apologies there. Had a sneeze, but we're back at into the action. And actually, as I look at it, Brian Wasserman, he's up 16 spots, so he's making moves. He's up a ton of spots. That 10 truck, Austin Baker, he's up 18, a little bit deeper in the field, but he's up 18 spots from the start of this one in that 14th spot. So he started way deep in the field. We saw him rolling off, and he was really far back. So it's cool to see him up here now. You got the 92 truck. He's also up 18 spots as well, as he's got Johnny Tubbs on his back bumper. They're working together. They're in a team chat together, so they're working together. You got a bunch of JRH teams or trucks kind of all over the place, helping each other, racing all over this joint and all over the place. But we're going to go back up to the front now. Joaquin Stewart still trying to find a way around that 81 truck. Just hasn't been able to find it. Every time he goes to the top, he loses too much time. And when he runs on the bottom, just the dirty air catches him off. Nothing more that he can kind of do with it. As we go on board with him through turn 1. Let's watch his lane compared to Jeremy. He tries to arc it just a little bit more up above him, higher in the center. You hear him lift right there. He's just not able to get in the throttle as confident as Jeremy is with that clean air. But just just struggling, it seems like, so far. The 85 who was in that battle earlier in the race. The 15 truck on that inside line, Chris Pilo. He's fighting hard on that inside line as we go on the nose cam of the 23 truck. Down the front stretch, see the 15 staying low with it. See where everybody's going to go. See what lane the 23 truck chooses. Josh Witt, obviously newer guy in here with us, but he's making his mark known. He's in the top 10, trying to fight his way to the top 5, and it's right in front of him. But he's fighting hard to be in it, in the battle. But we're going to go back up to the front 2 here and watch their battle for the lead. Not much going on. Still Jeremy Horn. It's been the Jeremy Horn show so far. He's been dominant all night as he takes the white flag that time. Come back to the checkered for the stage. He's been quick all night. And that ugly stick scheme. Very nice paint scheme. One of my favorite in the field. But he's going to come through 3 and 4. And he's going to win stage number 2. Once again at Auto Club. Jeremy Horn gets the stage done. Joaquin Stewart ends up a solid P2 for that youngster. He's quick. He qualified on the pole, running second right now at the moment. We'll have to talk to him and see kind of what he's thinking during this one, but he's been quick on all through it. I don't believe he's actually in Discord, so I am not able to interview him at all. He's not in any chat, so that is unfortunate, not able to interview him. But he's had a solid run so far in this one. So congratulations to Joaquin for having a solid showing, and Brian Wasserman, our winner last night. He's P3 at the end of that stage, up 16 spots from where he started in this deal. 92, the biggest mover. So we'll go ahead and talk to Brian, always a joyful guy, and he likes having fun a lot of the time. So we'll go ahead and interview him now. Brian Wasserman, you end up P3 in that stage.
Yes, sir.
Probably could get to P2 and maybe take the lead if you had more laps, but you're up 16 spots. You started pretty deep in the field. What have you done to work your way up to the spot where you are now?
I leaned on that right front tire, man. That's what I did.
Well,
yeah, I had a long climb, but yeah, I like my my pit entry position here. This will be good for this next long stage here, 50 laps.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. What's kind of your strategy heading into this last stage? It's going to be a 50-lap run till the end, about 45 when we get back on green. But what is your strategy and kind of how many tires do you have left for it?
I got 2 sets, so I'm good to go. Main thing is just tire management. Don't tear them up too soon. That's going to be my biggest concern.
Looked like you had a solid pit entry right there. So all up to your guys now. Good luck the rest of the way. Hopefully be interviewing you here at the end.
All right, appreciate it.
Brian Wasserman having a flying start so far. He ended up winning last night, so good run for him. But as we see everybody leaving pit road, Joaquin Stewart, left side's up. Brian said he liked it, but Joaquin looks like he's going to win the race off of pit road. If I am right, it looked like it. And he did. So Joaquin ends up getting the job done. He leads the field off of pit road. So he'll be in the lead for this restart if everybody did pit, which I think everybody did. So him having a solid running in this one. He's first one out on the track, and he's having a solid showing. Got the 81, he came out right behind him, the 7 truck, so I think we've kind of seeing who's been quick all race and who's in the battle for the top spot. We could say I think it's going to be between those top 4 there at the moment right now. They've all been up front for most of this race, so they're going to be fun to see. So it'll be, let's go and take a look, a few of the comments going on as lights go out for the restart and for stage number 3. Shout out to number 3, Brandon Bass from the Colorful Selection podcast team. Dakota Birch, I know you're out there watching. Appreciate you watching. Gonna actually go check out your podcast right after this. I know Brandon was talking about you a little bit. See a lot of Go 20s, Go 3, Go 20. Come on, Colin, use the pedal on the right. I like it. So, Zachary Cook, look at old man Frady up there running with them young guns. Get her done salad. So we got a lot of different people rooting for a lot of different people in this one. It's been Salad, also known as Kale, in that 07 truck. He's pretty far in the back. A lot of cars kind of just in a little bit deeper in the field. You see the 40, the 55 ended up winning last week at Daytona. He's going to have to do a lot. He's starting P15 on this restart. P15, P16, but he's going to be fighting P14, I believe. But he's going to be fighting hard to manage it. But Joaquin's going to be leading them to the green here for this restart. Nope, it got delayed. Don't know why. Not for sure. You see the 75 stopping on the apron. Don't know what that's for. He stops on the apron. That delays the field. Nick a lap down from everybody. But for some reason, it got delayed. One thing I am interested in seeing, though, as actually Joaquin's picks the top, so we'll see what his choice is heading into turn number 1, or how big of a jump he gets. We know on the restart that bottom lane has been the most dominant lane, so it'll be interesting to watch how that lane choice works out for him. As you see the 51 warming up them tires, getting them ready to roll off for this 45 laps green till the end. It'll be a fun one to watch. I know that for a fact. A lot of ULs, a few cars at the back running on the bottom, but Joaquin starting on that outside line. He is your leader. Jeremy Horn in second. Brian Wasserman in third. Chad Adams in fourth. Chris Pilo and Bully Shift is going to be in your top 3 rows coming to the restart zone. So let's see what happens. Place your bets now on who's going to end up winning it at the end. Pace car lights are out this time. So you're going to see pace car dip off. We're about to be ready to go green here for stage number 3. And finish her off here at Auto Club. Joaquin Stewart and Jeremy Horn lead them to the green. Joaquin, he's going to be clear on Jeremy, it looks like, heading into turn number 1. They both get a really good start on the field. He's not going to be clear. The 51 did not going to get a restart on that outside lane, but the 78 and 81, they're going to be fighting hard here through turn 1. Or go from the blimp cam and watch this whole field during it. See, a lot of cars shuffling at the back. See a lot of cars on the apron and things like that. He's got them 3 wide. Brandon Bass, he was up front early in this one. There's Mike Presley. Nick Sipple, he's trying to fight his way through the field. But got that 7 truck. He's trying to fight it. Around the outside, he's actually going to go lead on it. What happened to Joaquin? Joaquin Stewart. He's off the track. What happened there? I can't even find the wreck. Joaquin, internet issue. I think he ended up disconnecting. Wow, that is that's big for this battle. That is pretty big. He was in contention to win it, and Internet ended up taking him out of this one. But Chad Adams and Brian Wasserman going to be battling for it now. We'll see what the strategy is between everybody. I know a few guys practice, or the ones who were in it last night and Sunday night, they know how much fuel is coming into effect. A few fuel changes and fuel tank changes on size and things like that were made to readjust a few things. So Jeremy, he was up front leading it. We'll see if he's saving or how much he is saving for it. But Brian Wasserman right behind the 51 truck of Chad Adams as we're going to go on board with the 98. Brady Watts, he likes running that top line. Let's see if he goes to it. Yes, he does. He's the highest one on the track, I believe. He likes going to that top line. That corner, at least he was. He was way up there compared to everybody else, but he's just trying to work that top line. Don't let anything. It's a safe line. You can kind of save it. It's pretty easy. You got a lot of room. On the bottom, it's easy to get loose. So it's pretty easy. As you see the 15 get a little bit loose there. He slides up in front of the 81. No harm, no foul. They're all still running now. Still running, but 98, he's going to fight on the bottom lane to go underneath the 187 truck all the way to the bottom now. He likes that top line. Let's see what he does on the bottom. Going to have to pedal it. See, he's going to be barely clear as you're going to see Johnny go for the crossover. 187 truck. He's going for the crossover on Brady Watts. Heading into turn number 3. Brady Watts, the youngest driver in the field, I'm pretty sure. Showing these guys how it's done. Running with some of the old dogs in this one. He's having a solid run so far. Made the mistake early, but he's trying to take P2 away from Brian Wasserman heading into turn number 1. He's got his teammate right in front of him. So maybe he's trying to help him. And Brady Watts going to take P number 2 there through turn 2. A little bit tight after sliding up in front. That is a decently big move. He's to the line where he wanted, though. He got a slide job, went to the top, or was able to get up there. And now they're going to get real close on exit. Brady's still trying to run that top line. Brian trying to side draft. Good old Beatty and Sanders. Crank it up once again. We take a break for a second. When I come back, I haven't missed much. They're still battling hard for that second place. Everybody definitely running that bottom lane, though. See that 07 truck? He's made his way back up through the field, up 21 spots at the moment. He's going to the inside of the 15, Chris Pilo. So he's, my bad, that was Brady. Brady Watts going to the inside. Brady ended up dropping back a few spots. He was trying to battle for that lead. Not sure what happened to him, but he ends up more deeper in the field than probably what he would like. As you see the 75 on that inside lane, he's a lap down, but trying to gain that lap back. Oh, as he makes contact with the 21. Let's go back and take a look at that. He makes contact with him right there. Can't see from that angle. Let's go back and take a look. We go on to the chase cam. Take a look. Yeah, it looked like the 21 maybe just moved down on him just a wee little bit. And 21 ended up going to the wall, so Chris gonna have a little bit of right side damage. He's gonna have to fight for as much as he can. I'm pretty sure most of these guys still have fascia pairs. You hear Brian say he still had his that set of tires, but look who's come to play here later in this one. Zach. Still don't know how to say his last name, and we've been friends for quite a while, but I kind of feel bad about it. But Zach, he in that 55 truck, he started deep in. He started pretty closer to the front, was caught up in that first lap incident, and look where he's running now. He's made his way up into the top 5, and he's fighting hard for that spot. He's going to try to take second away from Brian on that bottom lane. He's gonna have to check up. 81's gonna go to the top. He's gonna be clear on Johnny. But Chad Adams still out front. He's he's pretty aggressive on his tires early in runs, and it ends up costing him a lot of the time. But it seems like it's working out for him right now as we're closing in on lap 67. So Chad on lap 67, he's gonna be leading it. Shout out to Doug Ezel, the league owner, and race control as we have a yellow. On lap 67. So that is an interesting lap to have a yellow. I know when we're watching the real NASCAR race and stuff like that, I'll be texting Doug. There'll be yellow around lap 67 or on lap 67. And it's kind of funny how that worked out. So let's go back and take a look on what happened there. Looks like the 17 truck. Just between the 17 and the 84. 84, we'll see what race control says, but the 84 and 17 make contact. Let's go from a chopper cam, or a blimp cam, and see what happened on this one. Yeah, the 84 gets in the right rear of the 17, and 17 spins down the front straightaway. That throws the yellow. Is he able to keep it off the inside wall? He's gone after that. Don't know where he went, but he's gone now. But Chad Adams still in the lead. He's leading it. We'll see what the strategy call is from that Everett Motorsports group and what his crew chief calls. Who's going to get the waves, what's going on, where, and what the strategy is going to be. It's going to be still 30 laps to go green. 30 laps till the end. When we get back running, it'll definitely spice up. I'm interested to see where the aggressiveness, what's the aggression levels on everybody, and we're going to see who comes to pit road this time. So see who stays out, who's coming to pit road. You see Chad Adams, he's going to come to pit road on it. He comes to pit road. The 81 stays out, 75 stays out, 98 stays out. Don't know who that was that stayed out. It could be the 20. Yes, it is, of Colin. He's trying to get his way around. But the 81 stays out. We'll see how that strategy call works out for him. He stays out. Him and the 98 of Brady Watts are going to be the two oldest on tires. See the right sides going up on Chad Adams' truck. We'll see. Pretty sure most of this field right here is going to take their 4 freshies and 4 fresh tires that they got left. Chad Adams a little bit spinning on the tires, but he's going to win the race off pit road. 55 truck. Zach, he comes off pretty quick. The 07. Lost a few spots right there, or came out around where he did, I'm pretty sure. But still, we'll see when it updates when he comes across the line. He goes up on track. That might be an EOL. I'm not sure. We'll see what the call from race control is. But he goes up on track. We'll see if it's an EOL or not. That's a 51 truck, still in the lead, having a solid running. Let's go ahead and talk to him. Chad Adams, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, looking like to be the quickest kart here in Stage 3. A few different strategy calls from, well, your teammate and the 81 truck, two of your biggest competitors so far in this one. What's your strategy and kind of what did your crew chief and you agree on to pit that time and your options for the rest of this way?
Well, my strategy just went out the window when that caution come out. I was on pit and I was kind of ahead of them guys, so it kind of messed me up. So hopefully I can just pull away from these guys and hopefully we don't have to pit again. But looks like it's going to come down to a pit strategy and gas mileage. So we'll do what we can do. Get the old Beatty and Sanders truck hopefully in victory lane for race is over.
Yes, sir. They're sponsoring you tonight and sponsoring the race tonight. So be cool to get that truck in victory lane. Hopefully be interviewing you here at the end.
Yeah, I gotta thank also Everett Enterprises and Tiny Tots Family Center. So they help us out a lot too. So
That whole Everett Motorsports group, all the big family in there. Obviously, you got your teammate. He ended up staying out on tires, and Nick having a struggle race, but you seem to be the dominant Everett Motorsports truck tonight. So good luck the rest of the way.
thank you.
Chad Adams still in the fight. Hear him say his strategy kind of went out the window after that yellow came out, but two Everett Motorsports trucks are going to be on the pole. I believe the 81 pitted that last time, and that did cost him, but we're going to go back green here this time as pace car pulls off. So here they go. Two Everett Motorsports trucks in the lead. Brady Watts on the oldest tires. He's going to be careful not to spin him, and he does a little bit. Come up in front of his teammate, but they both get a good jump. Brady's going to try to go out there. Ooh, you see Nick big wiggle in that middle lane. But these two out front so far. Let's go blimp cam and watch the field as they're rolling through this corner. You see Chad, he ends up getting clear on the 98 in the front of it. But the 55, the 3, the 187, 24, 7, a lot of these cars are in the mix. So we'll be on the lookout for them and kind of see where they run in this one. Ooh, you see the 3 loose on the bottom. So we go from a big zoomed out view. See the 3 loose on the bottom. He ends up losing a bunch of momentum there. That's going to cost him. You see drop back from 3rd to around the 77, 40 truck. But a lot of spots lost there for him. But Zach, he's back in the fight. Big in that fight. He's going for P. Number 2, Brady, you still see him. He's trying to run that high side on the older tires. I believe the only car to stay out that time, you see Jeremy, he pitted that second time around and maybe for an extra lap of fuel. But it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. See Zach going to the inside of Brady into turn number 1. Chad up on the high side. Tries running that high line. Doesn't seem to work out for him. Chad going to give the lead to Zach. So last week's race winner goes to the lead here early in or late in the running. And the top 4, they're going to be all bunt rafting heading into turn number 3. Now the field's all bunched up between these front runners. And we're going to have to watch it. They're starting to get pretty racy now. They're going crossovers. Who's going to be the risk taker? Who's going to be the aggressive one? See Matt Frady, he's up in the mix now. Right behind Brady Watts on that outside lane. That time at the line, Matt Frady up 21 spots, Richard Pruitt up 22, Kel McClinney up 20. So a lot of 20-plus movers and in this one. so far, but a lot of cars battling for this one late in the running. You see the 55, he's going to go back to the inside of the 51. A little bit more behind him. You got the 3. He's trying to fight as much as he can to get back through the field on it, but on the front straightaway, you still got the 51. He's going to be all over the back bumper of the 55. Got the 7, the 40, so the 40 up to the front. He's gained 22 spots to fight his way through up there. As you see, 07 going underneath the 98. 98 stayed out, and those tires are definitely hurting him now. And look who else has come to play. Nick Sipple was quick, leading it last week on the white flag. Thought he was clear, came down, and just wasn't. Caused the last lap wreck. He's had, from his eyes, a terrible night. He's been a lap down most of the night in that Beatty and Sanders truck, but he's fast in the late running, and he's working his way through the field as he goes by his teammate. It's going to be fun to watch him if we get a late race yellow and go on board with him. But 55 still out front. See the 3 almost gets in the left rear of the 40, but they're all good, still running on lap 76. They're going to be tight heading into turn number 3, 40. A little bit shallow on entry. See him side by side with the 7. Where's the 3 going to go? We'll see if he picks that outside lane. Who's he going to help? Draft is big in the trucks. These boys got new tires. They're all going to fight it, obviously. The ones who stayed out are going to be in a really good spot if we get a late yellow here. But they're still battling hard up front. I'm really hoping that we don't get a lead or a yellow, because if they battle like this till the end, this is going to be one heck of a battle. 55 and 51 down the back straightaway. We can go to the comments just a little bit and see what everybody's talking about on the live stream. Climb, baby, climb. Joseph Birch going for that 3. So it's going to be a battle. I'm excited to see how this thing works out. 51 back to the lead there on the front straightaway. See the 40 and the 3. They make a little bit of contact bump draft in there. But the 7 with a big run right there down the back straightaway all the way to the door numbers of the 51. They're fighting hard. Fighting really hard now. Down the front straightaway. We'll see who's going to lead it. 2 of the OGs been in here since the start of the league. Since I was running in it a few seasons ago. And so is Zach. He's been in here for a while. They're all battling for the lead. So the 3 most fun guys to hang out with and most respectful guys all in the top 3. Respectful guys to race around. Will give you enough room. Always race it clean. There's always a fun battle with them. And they've all made their way through this pack from different starting points. Brian obviously started the furthest back out of those 3. He's up to 3rd from 20th. So a lot of spots being gained by him. The 40 just pushing the 3. The 40 really hasn't tried to make a move on anybody. We'll go on board with him. You see, he's trying to rip that high line. I know the 07 was at the back of this battle, and he's got a whole bunch of cars all around him, all through different lanes. Kel McClinney, one of the short track guys. He's always quick on short tracks. Just never seems to be there at the end of these big tracks. Doing all right at the moment. Feel like I say that everywhere, but don't want to jinx him, so I'm going to just kind of shut up and let him run. But as we're on board with them, it is a heck of a battle between these front 8 cars for the lead. I mean, it doesn't get much better than this. They're all over each other. The 40 trying to help the 3. It seems like every corner he's going to have to lift, still in the dirty air. The 51 still in control. He's got both lanes in control with the dirty air. What lane is he going to go? Where can he go? He's still running that bottom lane, so he's trying to get just run his own pace, run his race, and get around with all he can. Ooh, you see 2 make contact. The 3 ends up going to the 7. The 3 makes contact with a 7 right there off of turn number 4. They lose a bunch of momentum. Everybody somehow avoids it. That's the good thing with these front runners. You get these guys, you see, we'll go back on board with the 40 truck. You saw it. The 3 and the 7 just kind of both try to kind of go to the same spot and just didn't work out for them. So those 2 are going to lose a bunch of spots. The 3 slow on the bottom. The 7 was quick, gained a ton of spots. Now he's dropping back with damage. Unfortunate for those guys. That's going to take 2 guys out from that front field. They're pitting this time. Anyway, but we're going to go back up to the front of the field and watch the battle. It still hasn't died down. Now you got the 40 all over the back bumper of the 51. That 40 truck trying to run that high side and handsome around that top. Got the 55 on here, there on the bottom. 3 KFM trucks now. I created a team, so I got the 40, who's in the same chat. Might have to sign him. The 07 and 55. So these 3, they're all battling for it, trying to get around that Everett Motorsports truck. You see the 51, he's pitting this time. 51 coming to pit road this time. So everybody seems like they're not able to make it, obviously, on 30 laps of green flag running. And they're trying to make the calls early to come to pit road. See the 3 slow leaving pit road, as the 7 does as well. So they're coming to pit road. They took their fast repairs, coming down a lap early of everybody else. But that's going to give the lead to Matt Frady, up 25 spots. Richard Pruitt up 26. Cale McClinney up 25. A lot of cars that started deep in the field. I said it's going to be fun to watch them come through the field, and they have. Even Chris Pilo, he's up 13 spots. He's up a ton of spots. Richard Pruitt. Zach's really the only one that didn't start at the back, but he was in that first lap yellow or first caution. He's had to come from the back. So these 5 have been fighting hard for it. You see the 75 come off pit road that time. 3 different lanes, all in the front 3 cars, but still going to be the 40, all out back. No pressure out in front of him. He's just got the lead. No pressure going on. Got the 3 of the top 5 are in chat together, so I think they're coming to pit road. Yes, they are. They look like it. All 3 of them come to pit road this time. Hard on the brakes, entering pit road. Zach made a mistake last week. He went to the back early for it, and it cost him, but they all get smoothly into pit road. That's going to hand over the lead to the 24, Richard Pruitt. Up 27 spots that time as he crossed the line. He's going to end up getting his lap led. I know him and the 15 are our teammates. So, in that Ironman Motorsports group, so they're fighting hard for it. I know that Mitchell, he's had a quiet race. He's in 3rd at the moment. He's had a pretty quiet race, up 7 spots during green 5 pit stops, but he's having a solid run. As you see the 40 leaving pit road now. We'll see where everybody breaks out. That 81 truck a lap down. I believe he unlapped himself. Don't know what happened to him early, but the 40 we know was the leader before he left pit road. You see the 24 still going around. The 3 pitted that 1 lap earlier. Let's see how that works out for him. We'll see who comes out where. He's a lap down. The 24 is still the leader. So, few cars in front. They are the leaders. See the 75 make a pretty aggressive move to try to get clear on Brian. Ooh, see the 55 loose. Big loose. On them cold tires. He had a big wiggle in it. Kel McClinney lost a ton of time too. He's pretty deep behind his teammates after that pit stop. But nice save by Zach. He just back a lot. Just lost a lot of momentum. That's going to heat up his tires in a bad way. He was on cold tires, but now he's on bad ones. Matt Frady trying to unlap himself now. Trying to catch the 3 to get that position back. to the Beatty and Sanders truck. He's on fresh tires. He's trying to work his way through the field. He's on the same lap as Matt, but he's on fresh tires. It's going to be interesting to see how these cars shake out. 24 to 15, they're the leaders at the moment. Them two are racing. But we'll have to see what their strategy call is when they pit and all that. But they're still racing hard for the lead. 94, he's in pit road now. There as he gets in the pit stall, the 18 truck. He's in third, not too far behind these trucks. 07, you can see the gap that he's got on his teammates up in front, right underneath the ticker as they go. Just not a good pit stop for him, I'm assuming. He loses a bunch of time. Matt Frady trying to catch the back bumper of the 3 to get that spot back, but a lot of these cars on different strategies. I know the 81 pitted that lap later. Don't know what happened to him. He's actually a lap down still from Matt. So Matt a lap down, gonna unlap himself, or trying to at the moment. Actually, no, he is unlapped himself. Still Richard the leader, but he's trying to fight for that position on Brandon with Chad in front of him. So Chad was the leader when they pitted. He still got it. At the moment, he's just kind of going low and slow. Let's go on and listen to his in-car and the 40 as he tries to work on the back bumper of the 3. He's going to clear Brandon, entering turn number 3 with 10 laps to go. Now, I don't even know what to say. It's going to come down to the 15. He's stayed out. Richard in that 24. Something happened to him. He actually pitted. So he pitted. The 15. He stayed out. He's still out on tires. He's got 8 laps to go. Does he have enough fuel to make it? It'll be kind of a shock winner. Only showed up late in this one. Up 16 spots from where he started. Can he do it? Does he have enough to make it? Chris Pilo, normally the road guy. If we go to a road course later, well, when we go to a road course later this season, I think it might come down to from the few that I know who are good at road courses, it's going to come down to Chris Pilo and Zach. They were quick up at the front here. So if Chris wins this one, he's going to get a win pretty early in the season. But he's always quick at road courses. And he's doing pretty good at this big track too. Second place in the 18 Bully. He's in a hornet's nest with a 5 and 187. But he's low and slow on the bottom. And behind them, it's Adam Capps, Matt Frady, Brandon Bass. Chad actually maybe trying to save. He backed off quite a bit now. He's got Zach going to go to his outside and try to pass him. As you see Chad now. Chad maybe not confident if he's able to make it. Let's see. On the dash, let's see if he lifts. How much he lifts, does he try to save? Doesn't look like it. Maybe just not got the tire. Oh yeah, it's really tight for him now. Not seeming to work out for him late in this run. Zach pushing hard to gain on the 3 and the 40. The 40 looks to be in the catbird seat if the leaders run out. But it's all on the 15 at the moment. You see his teammate in the 24, he goes by, obviously on fresh tires. It's 5 laps to go. I'm a little nervous. Is Chris going to have enough fuel to make it? It's come down to a fuel mileage race at the end of this one. Everybody making their strategy calls. See the 18 pitted. He's also in a chat with, in that Ironman Motorsports group with Richard Pruitt, Chris Pilo, and the 18 of Bully Chef. But we'll have to see. I don't know if he's able to make it or not. If he's on the same strategy as them, he's got to do a lot of saving. You see, he's really low and slow on the bottom. He's coming to pit road this time. He's not able to make it. He's coming to pit road this time. We'll see where the 40 lines up when he leaves pit road. He's been on them fresh tires. I think everybody took 4 tires when they pitted. But I know the 8, he hasn't pitted yet. We'll see what his strategy call is. He able to make it? The 8, 7 seconds ahead of Matt Frady down the front straightaway. Is he able to make it on fuel with 4 laps to go? He's got a little bit of right side damage. He's definitely clutching it as you hear him kind of die the motor as he goes by. He's got the 4 of Joey Greer behind him. We're going to have to see. You see Matt for a split second before he went behind the ticker. He's out back behind him, but is the 8 unable to catch or stay out in front of him? He's clutching a lot. Matt, 5.3 out back. He's coming to 8, coming to pit road this time. The 40, he's going to have the lead now. So he's good on fuel. Now it's coming down to a race. Who's it going to be? The 3, the 40, the 55. 55's got help by Nick Sipple. Nick Sipple, after the comeback of the race, been down laps the entire time. He's gaining a bunch of spots. He's in the making. We get a late race yellow. It's going to be interesting. Nick up 23 spots. Kel McClinney in 5th, up 25. It's come down to about a 4-car shootout. Nick trying to get clear of Zach. Nick still trying to fight hard on that inside line. We'll see if he's able to clear him. As Matt Frady's still in the lead on lap 98 of 100. Zach ended up winning it last week. Having a solid points run tonight, in 3rd at the moment. See if he's able to hold off Nick. Having a solid run between these front runners, but Matt Frady with 2 laps to go. Don't think it's going to be enough for Brandon Bass to catch him. He's up 25 spots. Kel McClinney up 25 spots. This entire front field has had problems at one point in this race to come back this much. They've all done a great job. '75, he's not able to stay on the back bumper of the 55. He's slowing now. They get passed by the 07, but the 40 truck. Matt Frady started deep in the field, joined late with no practice. 1 lap to go. Sponsored by Beatty and Sanders. Matt Frady been off and on the last few seasons. Been racing in real life. Ended up getting to race him at the Bull Ring for the first time and meet him for the first time a few months ago. But he's been focused on real life racing. Now that the season's over, hopefully this will put confidence in him and he'll show up for the rest of it. But through 3 and 4, Matt Frady is leading it. What a race from the back to the front. Matt Frady is going to come across the line and he's going to win it at Auto Club. Matt Frady gets the job done. It's a solid run to the line from the 07 and 75. That's going to go to the 75, I believe. Yes, it is. 75 ends up getting it. Kel, the solid top 5, but what a race. The 40 truck able to get it done tonight at Auto Club. You see the fireworks shooting off. Matt Frady with a will of a job. The 3, give him a congratulations bump. From the back, he's always been quick. Wasn't sure if he had the speed in those first 2 stages, but he gets the big payout at the end of the night. He ends up winning it. Matt Frady, what a job. Gonna watch him burn it down now on the front straightaway. Matt Frady, you end up getting it done from the back of the field all the way to the front. Didn't know if you had the speed in those first two stages, and clearly whatever you did, it ended up working out, saved enough tire. You ended up getting it done. Talk to us a little bit about that last stage and how you were able to climb all the way up 25 spots to win it.
We were, I told you we were saving them set of tires, and sure enough, we were talking with the team, and we decided our pit strategy and what we were going to do. We made that bed and laid in it, and took my hiatus from IRacing, first race back, come back, and put her in victory lane for the boys.
Yes, sir. I know you're on that, or you were in that KFM chat. I know haven't been able to sign you officially. Maybe talk about that after. But I know that you were in there with Kel and Zach. You all three finished in the top 5, so a solid running for you three. How much were you talking to them about strategy and a little bit of help from them? I know Zach won it last week. Kel was quick tonight. How much did they help you during the race?
We were all actually working well together. It was a good team effort with all of us. We were all, putting in our 2 cents on the pit strategy for the last run. And we all really agreed on a lap time, when to go in and pit, and it all worked out for us.
Yes, sir. Well, ended up getting it done. Matt Frady, congratulations. You win it at Auto Club. Who would you like to thank?
My family, Kale, Cabe, Zach, Clay, my son Liam, and you boys for putting this on.
Yes, sir. It's definitely a blast. One more question before you go, actually. How much more races do you think that you're going to be able to show up for? You show up every once in a while and seem to be the quickest in the field. And obviously tonight you ended up getting it done. But talk to us kind of what your thoughts for the rest of the season are.
With work and IRL racing, getting the car back and all that kind of stuff, it's going to determine off that. But yeah, I'm going to try. I'm going to try to go for the championship and run it and see what we can do.
Yes, sir. It's a pretty cool prize for that championship, so it'll be cool to see you be racing for it. But congratulations tonight.
Thanks, sir.
Matt Frady ends up getting it done here at Auto Club. Nevada guy ends up winning, and in California, P number 2, Brandon Bass. We're going to go ahead and interview him now.
No,
Brandon, you end up P2, come up just a little bit short. Had a wild race. I know that you were at the back early in the running in stage 2, but found your way at the front at the end of it. How much did strategy come into play there at the end, and how did you find your way back to the front?
Yeah, man, it was a really fun race here altogether. The falling back to the rear was kind of intentional. I wanted to save a set of tires and have an extra set for the end of the race. So stage 2 was a gimme, running on old tires. But was really hoping to secure stage 1. Horn had a little bit better tires than I did at the end. I had one shot at him, went down low, and he just defended well. I didn't want to cause no issues between teammates there, so we was able to get him stage 1 win there, I guess. But late in the running, man, Frady, I want to say he might have had a lap fresher tires than I did, maybe 2. I don't know exactly when he pitted, but he definitely had a better run right there at the end and was able to get around me pretty much with ease. I knew that was going to be the battle for the win, but just didn't want to cause no issues, man. I'd rather finish second than try to door bang somebody or have issues on the track. So I'll take P2. It's a good points day.
Yes, sir. I know last week you finished, I believe, where'd you finish at Daytona? I know that you were up front, had a good finish. Third and second, so I believe, Zach got third tonight. So we'll see what the points are with stages and all that. Zach ended up third in this one. You end up second, so we'll see where the points shake out. But all in all, a good race. It was fun to watch. Who would you like to thank?
I want to thank WTF. I want to thank Beatty and Sanders. They coming in and sponsor tonight's race and all. I want to appreciate Colorful Selection Podcast for tuning in tonight and trying to look at potential sponsorship there. That'd be kind of cool. Maybe they had a good show and enjoyed it. And definitely want to thank everybody in JHM Motorsports that was worked together tonight, discuss strategy and all. And shout out to the wife for putting up with my league racing.
Alrighty, well, congratulations, P2 night. Solid running. Hopefully, see you here next week.
Yes, sir. I thank you, Cape.
No problem. Brandon Bass ends up P2 tonight, falls up a little bit short, and Zach, go ahead, interview him now. Zach, well, solid run. I know you started up at the front, then had that issue pretty early, but you were able to come back and end up a solid P3. Good points day for you. Talk to us a little bit about your strategy during the race and how much you saved tires that last run.
For me, I do not like big tracks whatsoever. So for me, it was just to not make dumb mistakes and try to keep myself in a position to be there at the end. That didn't exactly go as planned. The OL was unfortunate, but it kind of didn't really affect my strategy. None of us were really planning on taking tires at the end of the first stage anyways, which would have shuffled us back after the restart in the stage 2. So we just kind of managed our stuff, tried to stay on the lead lap, and then left us with 2 sets for the final stage, which played in both the advantage of me and Matt. So worked out pretty well. Almost ruined the entire thing coming out of the pit on my outlap because I was not paying attention. But yeah, it went good. There were some good battles throughout the field for the whole race, and everybody was giving each other room, so it was a fun time to try to charge through the field.
Yes, sir. It was cool to watch you. I know had problems early last week, ended up coming back from it and winning, then had problems early in this one and coming back from it. Maybe that's kind of your good luck charm. You have more fun coming from the back, but ended up P3 tonight. Who would you like to thank?
BNS for supporting us for the race, and all the guys in the chat for working with me and helping them get up to the front and get our team a win.
Yes, sir. Well, congratulations. You ended up P3 tonight. Was fun to watch. Congratulations.
Thanks, man.
All right, I'm going to do a little bit special. I'm going to interview Nick because I know he had problems early, and he finished in the 4th place position. So, Nick Sipple, I got you now. I'm going to do a little bit of special because I know you started pretty deep in the field. You had problems early. You were a lap down. Talk us kind of what happened there and how you came back to finish 4th in this.
Well, first of all, I was being stupid. Wrecked it in qualifying. Luckily, team was able to fix it. And then some shenanigans going on in the start. Had some really bad front end damage. Just rode around, went a lap down. Couldn't get the lucky dog for both stages until finally yellow came out like halfway through 3rd stage and got it. But I started so far back that I was never really able to get up in the pack. And then when we did the pit stops, those guys came out right in front of me, and it was just it didn't end up working. They had fresher tires, and they were still a little bit in front of me. So somehow we still got 4th out of this. Overall positive day. So yeah, just hopefully we can keep finishing top 5s and keep getting points. Want to win one eventually, but we'll see.
I wouldn't worry about winning one. You've been quick last 2 weeks. Just come up a little bit short, but all in all, it's been fun to watch you. You'll win one later this season. I'm guaranteeing that one. But who would you like to thank?
Want to thank obviously Everett Motorsports, Beatty and Sanders sponsoring the race, put on a great show. Hopefully, for those guys. Everett Motorsports again, Everett Enterprises, all the guys, WTF Racing. Thank you for putting on the broadcast as well, Cabe. And yeah.
Yes, sir. It was a fun one. How much did your team come into play during this race? I know you were working with Chad a lot during it. I know Chad was leading most of it. And then Brady, he was up front a lot of it, but you ended up being the top Everett Motorsport car at the end. But how much did your team help you during this one?
Not a whole lot, unfortunately. They weren't really able to help me as I was a lap down most of the time. So yeah, I just kind of, I don't know, kind of did my own thing. There wasn't, I mean, you can't really help. There's not a whole lot of help you can really do at the short track. But I mean, other than talking about strategy and whatnot, they didn't really help a whole lot, unfortunately. They weren't able to.
I know that group, big family team deal. So want to ask you that, but congratulations. Still ended up in the top 5. Awesome to watch. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nick Sipple ended up 4th, and then Kel McClinney going to round out the top 5. Going to go ahead and interview him. This is going to be a little bit weird. My brother going to interview him now, but he had a solid showing. Just came up a little bit short at the line, battling Nick to it. We'll go ahead and interview him. Interview him now. If I'm able to get him in the broadcast booth with me.
I'm getting
Kel McClinney, you end up P5 in this one, gained 25 spots. You tied Matt for the hard charger. Talk to us a little bit about how much your teammates helped you tonight and how you were able to finish in the top 5 and gain as many spots as you did.
that was more on Matt's call there. That was all of us pitting right there. That was all on Matt. That wasn't really of us, so I can't really take all the credit for it. So that was all on him and Zach. Obviously, giving advice out through the race of how to kind of race it. Even though me and him aren't real fond of big tracks like that, but we got it done. We finished 1, 3, and 5th, so I mean, can't really complain about it.
Yes, sir. I know you and Matt tied for the hard charger, so that's a bonus up 25 spots, which was awesome to see. But you had a little bit of a battle there with Nick on the final lap. Talk to us a little bit about that and how you almost were able to get it in the battles throughout this race.
Well, I wanted to get him right there at the end until 1 and 2. I knew he was gonna come down like that, and I wasn't gonna turn him. I wasn't gonna get in the back of him. I respect him as a driver. He is a good driver, so there's no reason to get in the back of people for some little mistake, especially at the end of that. I mean, it's at that point it's just gonna cost me the race. There's no point of doing that. I was gonna race him clean, just how we're supposed to be doing it, but it was a fun time. Like I say, I was trying to make it to the end every single race. Obviously, after last week's finishing 13th, but it was still mid pack. Can't really complain. But I just every week just trying to make it to the end. That's our goal.
Yes, sir. Well, congratulations on top 5. Who would you like
Thank
to
you.
thank?
Matt, all 3 of my teammates now. Well, Matt, Zach, and Clay, because Clay came in there towards the end of it and started telling us where everyone was at. So can't thank him enough for letting that, and Zach obviously for the advice, and Matt obviously for the advice too, and the pit strategy for all of us pit. So yeah.
Alrighty, well, end up P5. Fun to watch. Congratulations.
Yep, thank you.
Kel McClinney ends up getting it done. Finishes P5. Ties Matt Frady for the hard charger, but all in all, a great night for everybody involved. Once again, thank you to Beatty and Sanders for sponsoring. This one was a blast. Still working on the broadcast, getting a little bit better at it each week. I feel a lot better about this one, so I think they're just going to keep getting better and better. Got a few new ideas for it, but thank you, Beatty and Sanders, for sponsoring. It was a fun one. Had a bunch of lead changes, bunch of positions being changed and switched and all that during the race. So thank you, everybody, for watching. Appreciate it. I'll be posting this one. It's kind of like a highlights one, all the green flag laps and interviews, which I think that's pretty much what it was. There was really no yellows, but I'll be posting that later tonight or tomorrow morning sometime. But want to thank you, everybody, for watching. Had a blast announcing. Show up next week, next Tuesday night, 8:30 once again, about same time. I'll start the stream, and we'll be ready to get right back at it at Irwindale Speedway. So go from Auto Club, the big track, in California to the short track in California at Irwindale Speedway in the truck. So first kind of fantasy race of the season going to be running at Irwindale. It'll be fun to watch. Short track, we'll see how much the field shakes up from this week to the next, but it'll be a fun one. So hopefully see you guys there. Thank you, everybody, for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, and see you guys in the next one. Goodbye. Alrighty, end of the recording. Thank you everybody for watching the stream. Whoever's still left, appreciate it. It was awesome to see. Not much more I could say. I mean, it was just this was the best league race that we've had. So it was awesome to watch, awesome to announce. We got a few new ideas coming in. I know this was a sponsor race by Beatty and Sanders, so can't thank them enough for sponsoring. One of your trucks ended up 4th, the other Chad 8th. We'll go and I'll pop up the standings one more time on the bottom right, as you can see. Solid run from everybody there at the end, but Matt Frady ends up getting it done. Brandon Bass, Zach, Nick, Kale, Richard, Mitchell, Chad, Johnny, Michael, Brian Wasserman, David Hurt, Ted Decker, Timothy Parker, Joey Greer, Adam Capps, Jeremy Horn, Christopher Pilo, Brady Watts, Joseph, Thomas Laverde, Josh Witt, Chris Vinson, Colin, Joseph Darnell, Joey Canilli, Dustin Carroll, Mike Presley, Austin Baker, Joaquin Stewart, Anthony Benda. There was 31 cars that started this one. So there was a ton of cars. So 31 cars ran this race. That's the most we've ever had in the league. So that was an awesome race for everybody. But if you guys enjoyed, please like, subscribe. See y'all next one. Goodbye.